I am certified pet professional Amy Lee. The only difference between you and your groomer is knowledge, techniques, and tools. It is absolutely my pleasure to share with you the secrets of the grooming industry. So stay put as we get started on this journey together today.
Oh no. Hey! Thank you for joining me live from the grooming table. I am Amy Lee, certified professional pet groomer since 2003. But it is absolutely my pleasure to share with you the secrets of the pet grooming industry so you can provide quality care for your beloved pets at home too. And that is what we do right here, live from the grooming table, every Monday at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being here tonight. I have something so special for you that I created, and I cannot wait to give it to you. And I'm going to explain to you how to use it. It's going to change your life and your pet's life when it comes to grooming. But first, I want to remind you that one of my goals right here on my YouTube channel is to bring a new voice to the pet grooming industry. And that is one that includes pet owners as valuable consumers and not just pet groomers. With so many people grooming their dogs at home these days and finding great enjoyment in it, having a place to learn proper dog grooming techniques and receive professional advice on tools, products, where to get them, it's essential. And that is why I created this YouTube channel for you and your pets. Welcome to Go Groomer right here on YouTube. Tonight's topic is how to get the perfect haircut for your dog. Don't worry, guys. I've got that figured out for you. Whether you're a dog groomer, you're going to be interested in this. Whether you groom your own pet at home, you're going to be interested in this. Or whether you take your dog to a groomer, this is going to be great. I cannot wait to give this to you guys. So, create your own dog grooming haircut guide, personalized for your pet. That's perfect. Customize the best haircut for your dog with this free guide. Get options when you take your dog to a groomer for the trim. How to get the perfect haircut for your dog has never been easier if you download this free that I made. Free, is it possible, pet trim guide to take to your dog groomer. It can be very confusing trying to explain to your pet groomer how you would like your dog to be trimmed. And that's why I created this guide for you and your pets. So it's fail-proof, guys, and it will ensure that you get the desired trim for your dog that you're looking for. And it also just seals the gap between you and your groomer, leaving no lack of communication. Everybody's on the same page. Guys, I have put the link to download this. I created it for you. I made it. It's from me to you. It is up on my Google Drive. And if you download it, you can print it out. You can download it and just keep it on your phone. You can keep it on your computer, on your iPad, whatever works for you. But what I want to tell you before we dive into this is, David T., what are you saying? Donating to Amy is cheaper than cable. Good. I hope I'm more entertaining than cable, and cable's a lot of money. Guess what, David T., my favorite dog dad? You're getting saluted, my friend. Absolutely getting saluted. Thank you for being here tonight. You're probably working, but I know you said you could take me to work with you. You have a TV at work. You can at least listen along while we're all getting together every Monday at 5:30 and sharing these awesome secrets. David, you're going to love what I have for you tonight, too. So hold on, guys. Let me just take a few things off my screen so it looks more normal to me. It looks a little crazy. Okay, so guys, this is a picture. Let me show you. This is a picture of the guide. It's called, Is It Possible to Trim My Pet with These Options? This is what you are going to fill out and hand to your dog groomer when you go to take your dog for a trim. Now, this is a very basic, general guide, but it will help get your dog groomer right where you want them to be with the length of the body, the length of the legs, the head style. So I'm going to explain this to you guys, okay? So what you'll see here is I have 3 different types of trims. We have a short trim, and that's in that column. We have a medium trim in another column, and we have a long trim in another column. So when we look at the short trim, you'll see for body, you can either choose a 7-blade, a 5-blade, or a 4-blade. So you'll see a little line right before number 7-blade, number 5, number 4. You are to check which one you want. The number 7, as you can see, is listed. It's the shortest. The number 5 is a little longer than a 7. The number 4-blade is a little longer than the 5-blade. So as far as in the short trim aisle there, shopping, your number 7 is your shortest and your number 4-blade is your longest. None of which are super duper long, so don't get that confused with, oh, my dog's going to have a long haircut. It says short trim. This is a summer trim. Then you can also customize that. You can, underneath that it says legs. Say, well, we can do the legs the same as the body. If we did a 7 on the body, we can do that on the legs too. That's just your flat out short haircut. Or if you want it to look slightly different, you can choose to use a number 5 on the legs or a number 4, and it will look just a little fuller for you. It'll look just a little different. And then you go down and you will put a check mark in front of which head style you want. Now these are very generic. I have 2 choices for you. The one is breed standard, and what that means is, let's say you're taking a Schnauzer to your groomer. You say, I want check breed standard if you want your dog's head to look like a Schnauzer. Obviously in a pet trim, but to look like a Schnauzer. Let's say you have a Bichon. You take it. You can customize the body and the leg trim, but then you can say, but I want to check breed standard head style for how they're going to make your dog's head look for the groom. Or you can just simply say round, full face. You know, you can check one of those too. And of course you can elaborate a little on that when you verbally talk to them when you drop your dog off. So then we go over and take a look at medium pet trim. Now this is with guard combs. And the reason I think this is so perfect, guys, is because any pet groomer can look at this chart and understand where to start with the length of coat that you would like to leave on your dog. Instead of guessing, somebody say, I want a short trim. Well, your idea of a short trim may be 1/2 inch of coat. My idea as a pet groomer of a short trim is a number 5 or a number 7 blade. Much shorter than what you may be thinking. So this is why this is going to put you guys right where you need to be with your groomer. And these are based on the wall, the number 2, number 1, number A, guard combs. They're based on the wall guard combs. But I have also included the length underneath it. So some people may have Oster or a Taro or Andis guard combs or whatever. And they all do have the length on them. So if they go by number, you can simply just say, well, the length is on there. So make sure it matches your guard combs, you know, to your groomer. And it definitely will set your groomer up for a positive experience because they say, well, I understand. She's chose a medium pet trim, or he's chose. It would like a 3/8 of an inch on the body. Okay, well, I have that. Mine may not be a number 2. It may be a letter A on the Oster comb, but I can clearly see she wants 3/8 of an inch. Approximately. We're not perfect, guys. We are pet groomers, and we are pretty perfect, but we're not perfect. So then you can come down and for the legs, you can choose, obviously, the same as of the short trim. You can choose, well, I would like a number 2 as well on the legs. So the body and the legs are the same length. Or you could say, no, I would like a little bit longer on the legs. So maybe you go to a number 1 guard comb or an A. But you put a check mark right in front of, on the line that's in front of the body length, the legs length, and the head style that you would like for your groomer to follow when they groom your dog. And the long trim is just another example. Now these are only 3 examples of pet trims, but it will certainly get you and your groomer right in the ballpark of what you're looking for your dog's haircut. And groomers out there, feel free to download this and print it free. Guys, I want nothing from you. I'm not looking for your email address. I want you to download it. Ha! How about that? Because it's free and it's for you. That's all I want. So I want you to download it. I want you to print it out. If you are going to your groomer, my pet grooming friends out there, print these out and have them at your check-in station. So you can easily just kind of go over this real quick with your client when they bring their dog in. And just say, this is just to get us a rough estimate of what you would like your pet trim to look like when you pick up your dog. And it will get you right in the ballpark, guys. Now, obviously, if your dog is not in good condition to leave this kind of length, your groomer is going to tell you that right at the assessment process, meaning right as you bring your dog in to be dropped off with them to be groomed. The groomer is going to have to put their hands and feel around or just take a look and say, well, I don't think we can get through this coat enough to leave much length. We may have to go with something under the short trim category. We're probably going to need a 5 or a 7. I could try to do a 4 on the legs, but it's more likely it's going to end up being a 7 too as well. But at least you can show them and give them some options and let them kind of make the decisions with you about their dog. Because even if they don't truly understand, this is going to make them understand a little bit that you're trying to give them what they want. So how cool is that? People want options. Give it to them. Make it easy. So, and it's going to be easy for you too, guys, if you are a pet groomer. This is going to put things clearly in perspective of you can look at this and say, well, okay, she chose a number 2 for the body, so that's about a 3/8 of an inch in length on the body. And then she chose a number 1 on the legs, which is about 1/2 of an inch. So just slightly longer. So now it tells you, you can picture that in your head, pet groomers, what this trim should look like already. You can also say, well, this is what she wants. I can clearly see this coat is not in any shape for me to be able to leave that length and to get the guard comb through it. So I have to explain that to the client right now as we're assessing the dog for their grooming appointment. So it really sets you up for success, and it sets them up for success and having a hand in choosing and working together with you to choose what's right for their pet and the pet's lifestyle. So I don't know why it took me so long to create this for you guys, but I am so excited about it. And it's free. It's going to be in the link. I did post a link in the chat, guys. So obviously if you're watching this live in the chat, you can simply copy the link, paste it in your web browser, and it should take you right to being able to download this for free. And then from there, you're willing to just keep it on your computer or your laptop or whatever, or print it out, or both. So I also do have the same link in the description of this video. So for all our friends that can't join us live, we still love you. It's there for you. If you're watching on the replay, this is there for you. Please download it. Watching this video is going to show you how to use it properly for your pets and your pet groomers to all be on the same page. Now, guys, I just want to tell you real quick, too, another easy way you can use this if you groom your dog yourself at home. You can actually use this as a guide, and because obviously you can print as many copies of these as you want. So let's say you write down the date that you groom your dog. You say July 12th, 2021. Okay? Grooming your dog, and you're going to choose. I'm going to choose to do a medium trim. I'm going to choose a number 1 on the body, put a check there. I'm going to choose a number 2 or an A on the legs, put a check there, and a round shaped head, put a check there. And then on the back of this, you can write any notes to yourself, the groomer. Write any notes to yourself as far as how that went for you, or if you wished you would have went a little shorter on the legs or a little shorter on the body, or I had a hard time getting through it. I should focus more on bathing and brushing and prepping my dog before I go to try to accomplish this particular trim on my pet. Okay, so this can be your little note file. Simply put somewhere on the top of it what the date is. That tells you what date you attempted to do this. And the next time you go to groom your dog, do the same thing. Maybe you'll know what you want to adjust at that point. You'll say, I think I want to try a number 4 blade on the body, and you know, even then maybe I could try even a 1 guard. You know, check that on the medium trim. Check that out too. So you can clearly see what you did, and don't forget to flip it over and write your notes for what you thought of your work, how it went, if you liked it, if you didn't, and why you didn't like it, what you would like to change, or what you're glad you did change from the last groom. And you're just going to help yourself. I got to turn this off. Hold on. You're just going to help yourself get better and improve with every groom. And also for my pet groomers, you can actually, you know, keep these in client files and specify what you did and put the date on there. You can clearly use this as a what I did to groom the dog, so that the next time you can quickly see what you did, you know, and if they want to modify anything, then you can just pull that out and say, well, I see last time we used a number 2 on the body, and they may say, I'd like to go a little longer, and say, well, let's try a number 0. That's a 5/8 inch length. Let's try it. Or you could say, oh boy, I'm just trying to get a little comb through your dog right now, and I'm having a lot of trouble. I'm not sure we can obtain that today unless you tighten up your grooming schedule and bring this little guy in every 6 weeks. Then he'll be in better shape, and I can do this. So guys, remember, as professionals, you always got to guide your clients in the right direction, and they need you to, because you are the professional. You are the professional that they're trusting. So don't be shy, professional pet groomers. Don't be shy to steer your clients into a tighter grooming schedule. If what they want is, say, something on the long trim side of town here, and steer them into a closer, tighter grooming schedule and say, that's how we're going to achieve this. Because I know that you cannot brush and bathe your dog as well as I can here in the grooming salon. So this is what I need to do. If we go for a short trim, well, heck, we could probably space that out to 8 weeks. Hi, Liv. But, you know, it just gives you an option to record what you're doing with the pet client, or if it's your own dog. And it also gives you an option to reflect back, take a look, and say, well, we did this, and I can see that the dog came back with an abundance of coat that I have to sit and brush out for 20, 30 minutes before the groom. If we're going to do this, I need to have the dog in every 6 weeks or every 5 weeks. So guys, it just gives you the opportunity to tighten everything up and tighten up that grooming schedule for that specific pet. And in turn, in the long run, what you're doing is providing the best care you can for that specific pet. God, I love that. This is a winner. I'm so excited about this. I am so excited. Please download it for free, guys. It is yours. Okay, I'm going to take that off there so I can see you and start answering some questions. So I see some questions. I'm ready. Let's see here. Oh my gosh. I am just so excited to make this for you guys. If you have any trouble downloading it, please email me and let me know. It could be whether you're on an iPad, and it could be your operating system, depending on what the operating system is on your iPad. I can tell you that the file that you'll be downloading, it's a PDF. So it should be pretty universal, no matter what you're using. I mean, you can even download PDFs on most of your iPhones, too. So let me know if anybody has trouble. I'll find a way to get it to you, okay? Whether it's just strictly emailing it to you. We can try it that way, too. So just going to get some questions going here. Groomer's Harness. Well, hello, Suzanne. She says, may I put it on my website, Haircutman? Suzanne, of course you can. Suzanne, type in your website. I'm glad you asked this. Type in your website, if you would, please, for your grooming business. Suzanne is a groomer in Florida, and her website is so top-notch. She actually provides almost anything that the client could ever want to know about how to groom their dog. And they can just like pre-apply for their groom before they even bring the dog. And Suzanne's saying, can she incorporate this onto her website as something that she can offer her clients? All of you can. You will not see anything on there that says copyright, anything. It's yours. Do whatever you want with it. I created it for you guys, for you pet groomers, for you home groomers, and for you pet parents that take your dogs to a groomer. I think it's really going to help bridge the gap of communication between grooming appointments with your groomers, so that they understand what you want, and so that you can understand and relate to them what you want. Because sometimes it's hard to, like I said, what you think is short and what I think is short, they may be two different things. I think the pet groomer doesn't want to disappoint you, but you could be disappointed if we were thinking two different things. Livy, please stop ripping up the shop. Do you hear her? She's using my mat as a scratch pad. She's so bad. She's so bad. Anyway, Suzanne, absolutely. Groomer's harness, you may use, all of you. You can put it on your website. You can put it up on social media if you have a if you have a social media presence for your grooming business. You can actually upload files to there. You can say, your clients can download that. You can do anything you want with it. If you want to take it and throw it in another program and use it because you can make it more usable, go for it. There's no copyright and no registered complaints are going to happen because you're using that file. It belongs to me. I created it. That means nobody's coming for you guys, and I give you permission. And it's live on YouTube, so if if I ever lose my mind and say, hey, all these people are using my free document, it's not free anymore, they're going to say, well, it's on YouTube, and you said it was free. So yes, knock yourself out. It is yours. All right, let me just look here again. Bonnie says, what about a 10 blade for short? This is what I use, especially summer. It's 105 degrees. I understand, Bonnie, that is very hot. I do understand. But listen, I want to tell you, this is my opinion. A number 10 is too short for the body of your dog, and I'll tell you why. I mean, they may be just fine with it, but what I worry about is leaving absolutely no length of coat on your dog to protect them from allergens and from the sun, from gnats and other pesky little bugs outside, mosquitoes. Their coat actually protects them from it. The difference between a 7 and a 10, it's enough to protect the skin. And that's why I choose to say the shortest we need to go on the body and the legs of our dogs is a 7, because we are at least, leaving a tiny bit of coat to protect that skin from all the things I just mentioned. So, Bonnie, that is my recommendation. A 7 goes through the coat beautifully, even if it's slightly matted. A 7 usually goes through it just fine. So, it's just a tiny bit longer, not much, just enough to protect them. So I hope all of you are hearing me when I say that. And I'm not going to scold you if you use a 10 on your dog. But it's really short, guys. It is, and it can cause problems. And I want you to know that. That's why I'm sharing it with you. All right, so let's see here. CMN says, looking at the Activet brushes you recommended, trying to decide which one is best for my miniature Schnauzer who always gets burrs and stickies in his undercoat, the Duo or the Matte Zapper. I go for the Matte Zapper like all the time, guys, even on dogs that aren't matted. I like it. The single head, I like the Matte Zapper. I use it a lot. It's not just for matted dogs. I prefer that over most all of the Activet brushes, the Matte Zapper. Who just did that? JJ did that. JJ, you just super chatted. You must like this idea, right? 'Cause we're better together. You are so getting saluted. You better hang on, girl. Wow, that one's for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm so glad to add this value to your dogs and your lives and make everything a little bit easier. That's what I want to do. And thank you all for listening and trusting me, to say maybe this would be helpful. So I always look out for you and your pets. That's my mission here on this channel. And as a pet groomer, that's what I like to do. Janelle says, this is a real gift, Amy. I am putting this in plastic with the 11 steps to grooming. Thank you, Janelle. You enjoy it. And I know you groom your own dogs, so you'll be able to use this as a little guide. I know you have poodles, 1 or 2 poodles. So you'll be able to use it as a little guide and say, this is what I did last time. Maybe you didn't like it so much or you wanted to change something, so you can go back and look at it and say, well, now that's what I did. I'm going to try this next time. So it's a good idea for even my friends out there that are grooming their own pets. It's just going to be helpful to all of you. Bonnie says, I use a 10. Okay, I got that. I'm sorry. This is jumping around. Or let me come up. Okay. And Faith says, so if I want a longer length than is on your medium trim, would it work to choose the body trim on the short or medium and on the long length for the legs? You can choose different things from the different columns. So you can kind of create your own length, maybe not short, medium, or long. Yes, you can say I'm going to use a number 4 on the body. I'm going to use an A on the legs. Whatever you want to choose. Of course you can customize it because it's yours. Do whatever you want with it. But yeah, I think it would be a good idea to customize it, and change it up a little if you want to. So, like I said, if anybody has any trouble downloading it, please email me and let me know so that I can email you back a copy through email. That may be better. Okay, and I won't let you down. Jill says, do you get a smoother look if you use a 30 under the snap-on comb? That's a good question, one that we discuss often. And it really, really depends on what 30 blade you're using. I have some 30 blades that I don't think produce very good work under the guard combs. And then I have like the Wall Competition Series 30 blade. I like that one under the guard combs. I tend to always go for the 10 blade under the guard combs. It does, in my opinion, I can't really tell a difference. Does it clip better than a 30? I guess it depends on the coat type. If you have a real nice scissor coat like a Bichon or a Poodle, I think you're fine either way, 10 or a 30. But the reason I like to use the 10 is because if you forget that you have a 30 under that guard comb and you take it off and you say, now it's time to do my sanitary trimming, you certainly don't want to accidentally forget that you have a 30 blade on there and go into the sanitary area. You will cause major irritation. It could turn into a skin infection for your dog. So that's my reason for saying just use the 10 blade under your guard combs. It does a good job. It does a fantastic job. That's what I use because I don't like to forget either. Love you too, JJ. So I just like to set us up for success, guys, and eliminate as many mistakes as possible. I'm a professional, been doing this for a long time, a lot of years, and if I'm not, if I don't set myself up for these successes, I can still make those dumb mistakes. Like, oh, I had a 30 blade under there. I swore I had a 10 blade. You don't have to worry if you have a 10 blade. And then you go to the sanitary area, you're not going to hurt your dog. So Albert says, my golden doodle has stinky eye boogers. Okay, I think I know. I've had that. I see that in here. How do I get rid of them? And does the smell mean something is wrong? It does not necessarily mean something is wrong. It could just mean that your dog has an overproduction of tears right now, whether it's allergy or just the chemistry of your dog. Like, it's just the way your dog works, So the smell, I have smelled that before. Often what I've noticed, when I smell that smell, usually it's a dog that has an abundance of eye boogers. So removing that daily, gently with a cotton ball with warm water, and then just drying it with a tissue. Pat it dry, don't rub it, because you'll irritate it. Keeping it clean is the first step to fixing the problem. If it does smell, often it's because the wet tears and buildup sit on that tender skin under your dog's eye, and it starts to kind of it starts a little bit of like a yeast infection. It starts to just be too moist. It keeps the skin moist all the time. So it's ready to breed bad things. That's why the best thing to do is to gently wipe it out every day. And if it's not an abundance, just a soft tissue would be okay to just pat it, okay? Just pat it dry every day and wipe it out of there. Don't want to wipe hard. It's a very tender area. But it doesn't mean your dog has an infection at the eyes, Albert, if you are smelling something. But it does mean that something's starting to be irritated. So hopefully you can get that fixed. Jenny, you did not. You're not allowed to come to the grooming table anymore with your wallet. Do you hear what I'm saying? You don't do that anymore. You're always super chatting me. You know I love you. You are so getting saluted. Oh, man. Jenny. You're welcome, honey. I hope this helps you. I know you groom a lot of dogs. Typically not haircuts, but I hope it helps. It helps you keep track of things. I'm going to be working on more charts, guys, because I realize in this particular one, it really doesn't have any relevance to our dogs that technically don't get haircuts, like our Labs and our Goldens and our Bernese Mountain Dogs and our Shiba Inus. They may get a little bit of trimming around the feet, but no trimming on the body. And I'll tell you what the reason is why I want to create that for you pet owners that have those breeds is so you can clearly take that to the groomer and it says, don't shave my dog. Right? I have a double-coated dog and I'm aware of it, and I'm aware that it is not supposed to be shaved, so don't do it. So yes, maybe that will be what I get done for you next week. I banged this one out pretty fast for you guys, so I can probably do that in our next live stream next Monday. That will be if you have a dog that doesn't get a trim but goes to the groomer because they have an undercoat. So they still need some trimming around the feet, maybe the furnishings around the ears and the feathering on the legs and around the behind, but they don't need a haircut. And it could have on, I can put together how you want that dog maintained, how you want it done. I have seen so many people say, I've taken my dog to the groomer and he came back shaved, and they seem to be confused, like they certainly didn't say give him a haircut. But I have had people come in here before with golden retrievers or double-coated breed and say, yeah, trim him up a little, he's getting hot. And I look at him and I say, you want me to clip your golden doodle? Oh, no, I don't want him shaved. I said, well, what do you mean when you say trim him up? Well, take it a little shorter. I said, that's clipping him. And I tell them, see, we're not speaking the same language. And I say, no, I can't clip your golden doodle. I mean, I can technically do it, but I'm not going to, because you just need to let me work the coat with de-shedding techniques and proper brushing and coat handling techniques. I'll be able to get your dog's coat exactly where it needs to be. And they look at me and they go, oh, is that what you're supposed to do? Okay, I just thought you should shorten them up a little. I just thought that's what, they don't know. So I'll be creating one for those dogs that do get some trimming but don't get a haircut, okay? Because I'm not going to forget about you guys. King of Aliens, that would include your style of dog. I know you take care of your dog yourself at home, but I'm saying if you ever had to take her to a groomer, you'd say, she does not get clipped. And even to shorten it up with a snap-on comb is not necessary because it is still affecting the undercoat. So, all right. Well, let's see here. What else is going on? Let me just... Oh, man. My screen gets a little crowded. Okay, so moving on to some questions. Wait a minute here. Okay. It looks like Andrea says, just started in grooming. Thank you so much for your guidance. And it is my pleasure, Andrea, and I hope stuff like this helps you, especially my new groomers that, could use a little hand up sometimes and say, hey, look, I don't know all this stuff. So hang out on my channel. You'll learn a lot, honey. A. Dunham says, do you think the classes offered at grooming shows are good for info, or are they just mostly just sales pitch stuff? No, I've taken a lot of seminars at different shows. Oftentimes, I don't like to sit still for 2 hours, just to tell you guys. That's probably why I'm a dog groomer. So sitting there through a 2 or 2.5 hour seminar is hard for me, unless I'm watching them groom a dog. That's not hard for me. Then I'm learning. I'm watching and learning. But sitting there and just looking at pictures and hearing somebody talk, it doesn't help me. And it just depends on how they put their seminar together, guys. Definitely reach out to the groomers forums and like groomers Facebook page groups and stuff like that, like our Facebook group, and say, hey guys, I'm going to Hershey in September, and I was thinking about taking this course that's given by this person. And has anybody taken it? Can you give me feedback? And some people will say, I sat there and didn't come out with anything. And other people will say, well, I learned some really cool tips in that, and I would recommend it. So it just depends. I've also been at the grooming shows and gone to seminars, and I thought a lot of it was kind of like, oh yeah, I knew that. Okay, I was hoping to learn something. Then all of a sudden I get like this golden nugget, like they share something that I'd never heard of or never thought of, and I could see the benefit. And I think, well, that was worth the $100 I just spent. So sometimes you're only going to get a little bit out of it, and then other times you're going to get a lot. It's hard to say. I'm hoping the course that I'm putting together, everybody's going to get a lot out of it, because I'm really focusing on that. All right, let's see if we've got another question here. Let's see. I see. Oh, King the Yorkie's here. That's the cutest little Yorkies. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Mansoning, I can't even say it. Anyway, I'm sorry. Getting excited for Hershey Grooming Fair in September. Amy, are you planning to go? I certainly am. So you will see me there. Hopefully I'll be there probably Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So look for me. I'll be around for sure. There's a lot of cool things that are going to be new at Hershey this year, guys. New products, new tools. Just saying. It's going to be a good one. All right. Hey, MS loves to draw too. That's Mary. How you doing? I almost missed it, but that's okay. I'm so glad to see you. And your puppies, your little Havanese and your cockapoo. I think his name's Fred. Oh, you guys are the best. My favorite dog dad says, oops, German Shepherd dog that seems like shedding never ends. When do you stop brushing and using the HV vac as a professional? That's a good question. Okay, so one thing that I do a lot, my favorite dog dad, when I'm de-shedding a Shepherd or, Bernese Mountain Dog, anything like that, Golden Retriever, is when they're in the tub and I've washed them, and I rinse that, put some conditioner on them. That always helps to de-shed them because the conditioner is usually so silky, And so I put the conditioner on the dog, massage it all through, and start brushing with the lay of the coat, the way the coat lays with the conditioner in. And I get so much undercoat out that way, tons. So that's the first thing that I do for a double coat. The next thing, after I get them out, towel them off with an absorber towel and get them almost damp, just damp, I brush them out one more time on the table. And at that point, sometimes I'll mist in a little bit of your detangling spray, or I really like to use Quicker Slicker on a damp coat. I really do. It's one of my favorites, which is a Nature Specialty product, Quicker Slicker. So I'll mist that in, massage it through, and start brushing that through, and I'll still get some undercoat that just willingly, easily wants to come out. Then the last thing I do is force dry the dog. By that time, there's really nothing left to come out. There really isn't. The force dryer will push that last little bit out, and then that's it. And so we've brushed in the tub, we've brushed after the tub, and we use our high velocity dryer, and then we go through the dog one more time with the brush. And basically that's saying anything that was going to willingly come out just did. If there's more, don't force it. Like, don't go and start using carding rakes and ripping out hair, because you're then going to just increase the undercoat. It's going to increase your dog's ratio of undercoat to top coat, because you're kind of forcing out double coat. So I'm real finicky about how we handle those double coats, but over the years, guys, and David, I have always really paid close attention to what works best on these double coats, because I want to try to keep them, from shedding all over their client's house, by keeping the grooming schedule where it needs to be, and also performing the proper coat handling techniques when they're in my salon. Then I take a look at the dog when it comes back in 6 weeks. And I've seen, by using rakes and products like the Furminator and stuff like that that pull the double coat, it actually damages the coat and causes it to grow differently. Usually it comes back with a lot of undercoat. And that's not what we want. So that's why I tell you guys that this is what I feel is the best way to de-shed the dog and not disturb the coat or damage it. Because if we do damage it, it is going to become, have a thicker undercoat, whatever. So that's what I do, David, my favorite dog dad. So hopefully that helps you. Debbie says communication is key. Took my Yorkie to a groomer and asked if she could try to trim her face and ears. I did not specify not to trim the body, so I couldn't explain when she used her clippers on her. Or complain, I'm sorry. Okay, I understand. And having something that you can hand and just talk to them briefly. Hey, look, I've put this together. I kind of feel like this will get you, in the ballpark of where I want my dog, where I want you to start trimming with my dog. And let's say, Debbie, you didn't want anything trimmed off of the body, actually. But she thought, oh, they brought it here. They wanted a haircut. So you can clearly just cross out body trim and say that I don't want anything trimmed off the body. I just want you to focus on the head and sanitary areas, the feet, the privates. And that's okay. Your groomers want to do what you want to do. They just need to know. Sometimes we get a little confused as to what we're supposed to do. King of Aliens says, Amy, you're right. I will find a different groomer nearby. Laugh out loud, because I haven't heard from the one I used to go to since last year. Oh, yeah, sure. Absolutely. You'll find a good groomer. You'll find the right one for you. King the Yorkie says, can a Yorkie get shaved, or do they fall in the space of double-coated dogs? Oh, yes, you can clip a Yorkie. Yorkies typically, they don't have a double coat, but they also typically have a little bit of a thinner coat than a lot of our thicker, heavier coated breeds like the Poodles and the Bijans and even Shih Tzus. Yorkies tend to have a little bit of a thinner coat, like a Maltese, so I don't like to go too short, maybe like 1/4 inch I like to do on a Yorkie, and it actually looks shorter than what you think it's going to look, because it lays so flat. Their hair lays so flat because it's thin. So, of course you can clip a Yorkie. You won't damage the coat. I think that's the question you're asking. And yes, you can. A. Dunham says, I guess I'll have to give in and get on Facebook. Yeah, you should, to keep in the loop with Go Groomer membership stuff. Yes, the Facebook group is really helpful. Everybody there is so positive and so helpful, and people are always saying how thankful they are for the help that they received when they look for help in that group, in our Go Groomer private Facebook group. It's very nice. So yes, you are missing out if you're not in the group. It's not that I offer anything different to my Facebook group than I do to my YouTube subscribers or channel members. I don't. In fact, my channel members get more than any group because they get to Zoom with me. I know I haven't done it in a while. I'm so sorry. Every weekend we've had stuff. Wedding, 4th of July party. last weekend was the first weekend Alex and I camped, and probably 4 weeks. I don't know. Excuses. I know. But it's summertime and it goes by so quickly. But I'll get you, my members. I'll get you and your little dogs too. All right, that was a bad joke. That was from The Wizard of Oz. Does anybody remember? Okay, Kathy says, can you remember a groomer in Baltimore? I recommend a groomer in Baltimore. I don't know anybody, Kathy, in Baltimore. I wish I could help. I'd say the best place to find is to reach out on social media. M. Lobo says, what type of brush in the tub? I usually like to just use your generic slicker brushes, like your Andis slicker brush or your Four Paws, Paul Brothers, I think it is. Four Paws or Paul Brothers? I think it's called Paul Brothers. And you can get them on Groomer's Choice. That's linked in the description below, guys. You can get all your brushes and supplies from Groomer's Choice. That's where I get all my stuff. And I get it fast. And I've been ordering from them for at least more than a decade. Groomer's Choice is wonderful. I love them. So definitely a cheap slicker brush for in the tub. And it'll still do the job. No worries. Okay, and A. Dunham says, I ordered some products this week. Best thing ever is the Flexi brush. So much better than the regular slicker brush. Quicker Slicker, got it. I got it. Quicker Slicker too, thank you, you're welcome. I love the Quicker Slicker, and I know anybody who tries it will love it too. So I'm glad for that feedback, A. Dunham. It lets other people know. How's little Gus? Doing pretty good. Doing okay for the most part. He's pretty consistently going towards the light instead of the dark side. Oh, he's just so special. He's doing okay. Ashley Who says, oh, I understand, Amy. I've been on overtime for a good bit. Aw. Yeah, I know. Yeah, groomers are busy right now. There's no doubt about it. Wizard of Oz, that might be too old for half the peeps in here. I know, but hey, you can still go watch it on Netflix. It's a good show. It has a little Cairn Terrier in it. It's a great movie. It was one of my favorite movies as a kid. I think it's still one of my favorite movies. Albert says, I just trimmed my golden doodle yesterday and she came out pretty good. Love the Wall KM10. It was so easy. I'm so glad that you have it. It's a wonderful clipper. So congratulations, Albert. Good for you. Solamental, I don't know what that is. Does a poodle Shih Tzu have a double coat? No. You can clip that coat. Definitely. Neither breed is a double coat, poodle or a Shih Tzu. So you're safe there. Just wouldn't go any shorter than a 10. Or I'm sorry, I said a 10. I meant a 7. I meant to say don't use a 10. So don't forget, guys, I'm going to remind you one more time that this is what the file looks like. And you can download it and print it for free. You can use it if you're a home groomer to keep track of what you did the last time by putting the date on there and writing any notes on the back of the paper. But you put a check mark in front of each thing that you choose so you can find what you did last time and know if you need to modify it or whatever. Pet groomers, don't forget to use this as a nice starting place for you and your clients when they bring their dogs in for check-in to say, this is what I'm looking for. And you can clearly tell them at that point, like, well, wow, the coat's in really bad shape. I haven't groomed this dog in 4 months. There's no way we can do a guard comb. It'll never go through your dog's coat. So we have to be honest, and that's just life. But everybody can use this, including our home groomers, our people taking their dogs to a pet groomer. Will definitely be able to use this so they can speak the same language to their pet groomer. And obviously pet groomers take advantage of it too. So Katie says, weird question. How do you know what size teeth on a slicker brush to use and which coat length? Okay, I want to get all the hair, but don't want to hurt the skin. Love the Wizard of Oz. Me too. Okay, so it doesn't matter the length of the dog's coat. Say I'm working with a Bernese Mountain Dog that has about 3 to 4 inches of coat. I need to to line brush, which is to hold the coat back and pull it out with my brush so that I'm sure I'm getting down to the skin. It doesn't matter how long the coat is. It's your brushing technique. So if you ever see somebody just brushing their dog like this, that's incorrect. If it's any length of coat at all, from here on up, they really need to be holding the coat up and pulling it out with the brush so that they're pushing this coat out of the way and getting to the skin gently. And you'll know if you're line brushing properly, you'll see the results immediately, that it just looks, you can tell you brush through your dog all the way to the skin. And it's healthy. Brushing your dog's skin and coat stimulates blood flow to their skin, guys. You all know that, which increases a healthier skin and coat. So brushing is so important. Okay, let's see here. Does a Pomsky Maltese have a double coat? Pomsky Maltese. Well, Pomeranian does, and so does a Husky. So I'd say it's quite possible that they do. And if I have a video on my channel about double coats, a couple videos that might help you determine whether or not your dog has a double coat. If your dog, here's one way to tell if your dog has a double coat. If your dog, let's take a look at like a golden retriever. Like their body, the hair length on their neck, on their body, it will only grow so long and it stops growing, right? Now you'll also notice they have furnishings on the back of their arms. They don't have hair that just grows all over like a golden doodle or a poodle. They end up with little flagging furnishings, you know. That is an indication of a double coat. Anything that grows to a certain length of usually around 1 to 3 inches and stops growing, that's usually a double coat, just to give you an idea, okay? So that might be helpful, guys. I think that is a good way to look at it for you guys who aren't sure. Pomsky, do they have double coat? Yes, we answered that. Yes, they do. Wait, I saw something else. Does the wall cam 10 videos? Oh, Aquarius Girl Amy. I don't know who that is, but has wall cam 10 videos. Yes, if you're not sure, and that's a helpful video for the wall cam 10, I say go check it out because I'm not sure who that is, but it sounds helpful. So Janelle, you put that in there. Thank you. Susan says, my question is, I'm not sure what the 16:1 ratio means. Can I use it full strength since I'm bathing him at home and not with any type of bathing system? You can, but you're going to be wasting your product. So what it means when it says 16:1, that means if you took, let's say a shot glass, you know, a shot glass, like if you did a shot of alcohol. So a shot glass, and you have a mason jar, and you take 16 shot glasses full of water, okay? And you take 1 shot glass full of shampoo. If it is a 16:1 ratio, then you mix it up, shake it, you just diluted your shampoo properly. So that gives you an idea. It isn't like you have to buy the mixing bottles, which they are on my Amazon site if it makes it helpful for you guys. You know, I use the mixing bottles. They have the lines put on them already. But that's how you can determine 16:1. You know, if you didn't want to use a shot glass, you could use, I don't know, anything. But 16 parts and then 1 part shampoo. So it's all, the ratio's right. Shake it real well, apply it to your dog. You're going to get the best results, even cleaning-wise, Susan, if you dilute the way it's suggested. It's going to clean better, trust me. So he's a miniature schnauzer, and he is prone to schnauzer bumps. Okay, I know about that. So Stasco is the only one that doesn't give him his problem when using Selsun Blue, was using Selsun Blue. Okay, so Stasco is a shampoo that you're using. What usually happens, the reason for the schnauzer bumps is because you're clipping too close. Like if you're doing a 7 in reverse or a 10 with the lay, that's usually what it is that it irritates the hair follicle. And also it irritates it because a schnauzer is really meant to be hand stripped. And because we typically don't hand strip them, we clip them. We're never removing the dead hair the way it's meant to be removed. And it will result in schnauzer bumps. So it's really just a little bit of a skin irritation, skin infection. So yeah, if you have a shampoo that seems to be helping, Susan, go for it. But I can tell you, maybe if you brush through your dog with a slicker brush gently, even the pattern that you put on the dog where it's real short now, use a 7 blade instead of a 10 and gently brush through it with your slicker brush, the pattern on the back, the saddle, you're actually going to eliminate some irritation. So you're going to pull out some dead dead hair from the follicle. That's what you want to do. Okay. Karen says, with all of the double coated being very, hang on, I think she accidentally here. With all the double coated dogs being crossed with poodles, what do you look for when grooming? To trim or not to trim? Really, honestly, most of our doodles, anything with a poodle, is definitely a trimmable coat. It's unless it resembles that golden retriever, where, like I said, I have had golden doodles in here that had a coat, or labradoodles, had a coat almost exactly like a lab. And those were not clip coats, and I explained that to the owner. So the coat would grow out to about 1.5 inches, and it wouldn't grow anymore. And they even thought that was a lot of hair. I said, it doesn't need to be shaved. And if I could card it out nicely, I could get it to lay down and behave better. So I think that's a good way to understand it, Karen, is, you know, think of our dogs that their hair grows so long and then it doesn't grow anymore. Then they're more likely a double coat. A poodle coat, a long doodly coat, is just going to keep growing, right? So that'll tell you what's a clip coat and what's not a clip coat. All right, guys, I think I am caught up with your questions, and they were awesome because I'm sure they helped other people. Please go download your, oh, Angie, you are welcome. I think she had a question about the Pomsky. No problem. And you are so getting saluted. Thank you. It's no problem. I love answering your questions. I love helping you guys. It's really important to me. And so is drinking water. You should all drink a lot of water. It's really good for you. Okay, Carolyn says, hi, Amy. I'm an older groomer. I've watched a lot of groomers on this channel. Been watching your channel for a while. I love the innovation and education that you give to owners and groomers. Thank you, Carolyn. That's what we do, and I just want to help because all in all, at the end of the day, the pets are benefiting from that, right? And that's what we want. We want the pets to be as happy and as healthy as possible. So it's a good thing. Debbie says, thank you for sharing so much information with us. You're so awesome, Amy. And it's my pleasure, Debbie. You know it is. It's my pleasure to help all of you. Please go and download your own version of this if you would like it. This is going to be very helpful. It's something that you can definitely take to your groomer. Do I have a... Is there a hair on me? I think it was a hair. It's something that you can definitely take to your groomer to ensure that your pet's getting the right trim. And between you and your groomer, you can check off all the right choices here and come up with a nice personalized trim for your pet. And I think that's pretty cool. So I am going to say goodbye to you guys just for now until next Monday. And I cannot wait to see you then. I'm going to try to work on that dogs that don't get a haircut but get trimmed outline for you guys. Something else that you can have to take to the groomer. Or if you're grooming your own dog, you can make your own notes or whatever you want to do with it. But I'm sure it'll be helpful. So I want to thank you guys for being here again, live from the grooming table every Monday at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, right here on Go Groomer on YouTube. And thank you for supporting the channel and for especially for making your pets' lives even better if that's possible. But that's a good thing. So here is a subscriber showdown for you guys because I love you. I will see you next Monday. You have an absolutely awesome week, okay? Just rock it. And I'll be around the interwebs. I'll be on Instagram and Facebook. I'll see you here and there. But I'll see you back here live next Monday at 5:30. I love you.